Hello educators, PC here to talk to you about the Administrative Cost Reimbursement module in the Digital Academy. This is a guide for teachers on how to log reimbursable expenses. The Administrative Cost Reimbursement Program, also called ACR, is a program provided by the state of Ohio for private schools that reimburses them for costs incurred performing state-mandated administrative and clerical tasks. Teachers need to log the time they spend on these tasks, and then the schools will calculate the actual cost and submit that at the end of the year. The Digital Academy provides a tool to help teachers log those tasks and to help the administrators with their reports. A reimbursable task is something that is mandated by the state that is not part of core teaching activities. So classroom instruction and grading are not considered reimbursable tasks. A detailed list is provided in the module itself, but some examples include attendance, parent meetings and communication, school safety activities, time spent on progress reports, report cards, and preparing permanent record cards is reimbursable, as are activities related to the National Lunch Program and the school accreditation process. The ACR module in the Digital Academy allows teachers to record these activities and download and print reports and logs of their activities. There are two ways that teachers can record activities. This can be done through the ACR Calendar and through the ACR List. The calendar shows a calendar of events and allows teachers to add single-day events, multiple-day events, or recurring events. The list provides a list of all entries and allows teachers to add them one at a time. So let's talk about how to record activities using the ACR module of the Digital Academy. To record an activity, you first need to get to the ACR module, which you can do by logging in, and then from your dashboard clicking Teacher Tools, and then click ACR Manager. If you don't see ACR Manager, this might not be enabled for your school, so contact your school administrator to check on that. The first screen that you're going to see is the ACR Calendar. You should notice your name in the upper left. If you are an administrator for your school, you'll be able to switch names to see all of the teachers' time entries. You'll also want to select the quarter that you're going to enter time for. This is not the same as your marking term, quarter, or semester. The ACR program asks teachers to record entries quarterly, and so your school will set up 4 even quarters for recording ACR entries. The header will show your total time for the year and your total time for the selected quarter. However, the calendar will not filter entries for the quarter. It will show all entries by date. You'll also see unclaimed time at the top. Administrators can enter time that all teachers in the school participated in, such as open house, parent-teacher conferences, faculty meetings. These show up in red on your calendar, and they also show up as unclaimed time. Unclaimed time is not on your log sheet. In order to put it on your log sheet, you have to claim it. During that process, you indicate that you were in fact present for that activity and you confirm the amount of time that you spent. To claim an activity, click on an unclaimed activity. You'll see a details screen pop up, and then you'll see a claim button. Go ahead and click the claim button. At that point, you need to indicate whether you participated in the event or whether you did not participate. If you did participate, you need to enter the amount of time in minutes that you spent on that event. By default, the time that the administrator enters shows up, but you should check that and make sure that it is the actual time you spent. When you're done, click the Claim button. To create a new event, click the New Event button on your calendar, or click the plus in the upper right corner. The New Event screen will show up on the right. The first thing that you need to do is select the type of event that you performed. You'll see a list by category. Each category has a number of sub-items. You can check a sub-item to indicate that you did that. You can also click the Common button to see a list of the 12 most common activities that are performed. You can check any of those activities as well. Once you check an activity, that list will be reduced to a single line, which will have the category title and the sub-item title. You can go back to that list by clicking that line. The description box will be populated based on the sub-item text. You can edit that if you want to, but you don't have to. If the text was other, you should provide a description. Next, you need to provide the time that you spent on that task in minutes. At that point, you can indicate when it occurred. If it's a one-time event, you enter the date and press Save. By default, it will be populated with the date that you clicked on the calendar. If the event occurred on multiple dates, you can check the Multiple Dates checkbox. You can then type in the dates that it occurred and hit the plus button. For each date, you can edit the time, or you can delete it if you make a mistake. If you would like, you can select the dates from the calendar. Click the button that says Click Here to select days on the calendar. The calendar will go into a special mode where you can pick dates for your multi-day event. At the top of each day, you'll see a Select Day button. Click that button and it will add that day to your list of dates. You can still change the time or delete it. You can go to different months by using the month selector at the top. Once you're done adding all of the dates to your list, click the Done Selecting from Calendar link on the left, or click the Done button in the upper right corner of the calendar. Press Save, and then those items will be added to your calendar. If you did an event every day or on certain days of the week, you can set it up as a recurring event. To do that, check Recurring and enter the information. The start date will be populated from the date that you had initially picked, so verify that that's correct, and then check off the dates that it happened on. If you did something only on Tuesdays and Thursdays, for example, you would uncheck Monday, Wednesday, and Friday so that only the T and the R are selected. You then need to pick an end date. You'll have an option for end of term or end of year. You can also pick a custom date. If you pick end of term or end of year, you'll still be able to edit the end date. So please verify that the date is correct, edit it if necessary, and then press Save. The system will create an event on every day in that range that matches your criteria. Note that it will not create entries on no school days. It will also not create entries on days that you were marked absent by the administrator. To edit an event from your calendar, simply click the name of that event. You'll see a pop-up that shows the details with an Edit and a Delete button. Click Edit to open the event in the left side where you can make changes and press Save. Click Delete to remove it from the calendar. If the event is a recurring event, you'll be asked if you want to edit or delete that entry or all entries. If you choose this entry, it'll only edit or delete the entry that you selected. If you choose all entries, it will update all recurring entries or delete all recurring entries if you're in the process of a delete. You can also edit entries from the ACR List screen. Click List in the upper right corner to access that screen. The list will only show entries for the quarter that is selected in the upper left, so make sure that you select that properly. You can add a new entry by filling out all of the information at the bottom and then pressing Save. You'll be required to provide a date, category, sub-item, and a time. To delete an entry, press the X next to the entry. To edit, press the pencil and you'll be able to change any of the items. If the item was a recurring entry, you'll be prompted to delete all of them. But you cannot edit all recurring entries from this screen. You can only edit entries one at a time. If you want to edit all recurring entries, that needs to be done from the calendar. You can claim an activity by clicking the Claim button. You can view only unclaimed activities by selecting Unclaimed at the top next to Show. When you do that, you'll have an option for Claim All or Clear All. Pressing Claim All will claim all activities on the screen for the default time provided by the administrator. You should review that list and make sure that you are at all of those entries for the time specified before hitting Claim All. If you have an entry that you are not at, you can click Claim and then click I did not participate before clicking Claim All. If you had an entry that you were at for a different time, you would claim that activity, change the time, and then save that, and then claim all of the rest for the default amount of time. Clicking Clear All is the same as going into each activity and selecting I did not participate. When you're done with all of your entries, click the Reports button in the upper right. You'll see a list of your time by category and by quarter. You can click the time to go to the list screen to show the details for that quarter and that category. When you're done, you can print, and you have two options. You can print a teacher log sheet, or you can print the yearly summary, which is shown on that screen. At the end, click the Submit button for the quarter. Once you click that, you will no longer be able to edit your entries, and you will need an administrator to change them, so please make sure that all of your time is entered for the quarter before clicking the Submit button. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email support@digitalacademy.org, or you can call our toll-free number at 833-222-3359. Thank you.